Welcome back. This is episode 2 of my new Subnautica 2023 survival series on Black Cat Red River. Last time we left off having just made this tiny little starter base. In this new episode though, we're going to try to find some new blueprints or recipes, sticking around mostly in the starting shallows, maybe a little bit further. Like the recipes for the homing beacon, the Seaglide, and the Grav Trap, which are some of the easiest to find. Last time we used our survival knife to gather reddish colored table coral. This time we can use it on these lighter colored giant coral tubes, and they can be used to make bleach in conjunction with salt. Basically, in chemistry terms, that's sodium hypochlorite. And in Subnautica, you can use this bleach in the fabricator to create disinfected water. It's a slightly more efficient way to make water than processing bladderfish, because the bleach creates 2 bottles that each give you plus 30 water. They're larger bottles, rather than the 1 plus 20 bottle that you get from a single bladderfish. Now, wreckage from the destroyed Aurora spacecraft can be found all over the seabed. Watch out for the stalkerfish. These are ideal places to look for tech fragments that can be scanned for blueprints. These cargo boxes strewn about can all be checked. They should all be checked for equipment and tools that you can scan with your scanner. And there is a small beacon fragment visible on the seabed. These beacons allow you to create your own customizable and portable homing beacons and to label them however you like. So you can always unerringly relocate a site that you wish to return to. And the Seaglide fragments get you a blueprint for your first handheld transportation device, to greatly speed up your swimming speed. I like them just because they can outrun those exploding crash fish, and they can get you to the surface very quickly when air is running out. Now, if you already have the blueprint for something that you scan again, it doesn't hurt, but instead it gets you a couple units of titanium. So it's not a bad thing, even if you're sure you already have that blueprint.
Oxygen. Thirty seconds. The quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's drive core. The reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Now here we can see we still need silver for the high capacity oxygen tank. So that will be worth looking for silver in order to get that. And the beacon will be good to make at some point as well, just because you can put them down anywhere and pick them up again later. So they're basically an infinite resource.
This is LifePod 3 uploading our coordinates. We're plugging some holes in our emergency Seaglide, so if we're late for the rendezvous, don't panic. Also, don't go home without us. Seriously. 3 out.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
So whenever the radio is flashing, you should click on it, and it will give you these little distress signal audio messages. And in the PDA's Beacon Manager tab, you can see the coordinates for everything that you've learned so far. And you can also change the color to make them easier to spot, or untoggle them to make them disappear. And this is going to help you track exactly where you need to go. So now you can see LifePod 3 highlighted in bright yellow over there, and the tracker shows us the exact distance, 366 meters away, and the depth, which in this case just reads as shallows. So we know it's not going to be too deep. And the reference to the Seaglide in the distress audio recording also gives us a clue that we might find Seaglide tech fragments to scan there if we haven't already completed that blueprint. So let's head in that direction and maybe collect some fish or resources along the way. Our health and our food and our water indicators are pretty good at the moment. And the distance to LifePod 3 isn't very far. So, we've got little to worry about. And there it is, LifePod 3 already. So always keep a lookout for data boxes and PDA recordings. Here we've found the blueprint for the compass, and as well a data download from the LifePod 3 crew that might give us useful information. But beyond the LifePod itself, it's always good to survey the area surrounding any LifePod for nearby wreckage and salvage. And here's the anticipated Seaglide fragment. We already have the blueprint, but some extra titanium is always fine.
Oxygen.
And sometimes you can find cargo boxes strewn about in the kelp forest, and here we have a mobile vehicle bay fragment. And another one. The mobile vehicle bay is needed to make the more advanced vehicles, such as the Seamoth, the Prawn Suit, or the Cyclops submarine. Now here you can see the very recognizable round grav trap fragments. From a distance, they're easily spotted. And we'll want to craft this in the fabricator as soon as possible because it will allow us to capture fish very, very easily. Now and then you'll come across thermal vents like this that you can explore. The intense heat can injure you or kill you. You can swim down between eruptions and look for sandstone rocks. So in this one side tunnel we found some silver and a couple pieces of lead.
Seconds.
And here's another 3 sandstone, this time with gold, lead, and silver. I'm not sure if I have quite enough resources yet to make both my Seaglide and my Grav Trap. We'll see. We'll see what we can do here. I'll have to go to the starter base and see what resources are in the storage lockers over there as well.
Bleach is an essential chemical used for cleaning wounds and purifying water. Preparing the day's water ration ahead of time will help ensure against dehydration and eventual death.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay, let's go ahead and make the Seaglide, and we'll see what resources we have left over after that.
Effective exploration range. For your safety, please pack supplies for long journeys and stay within 5 kilometers of the nearest life pod or habitat.
And it looks like we still need 1 copper to make the grav trap. But we might have enough lead now to make the radiation suit. And that is going to be necessary in order to go anywhere near the Aurora ship after its recent engine core explosion. Okay, using the new Seaglide, you can toggle the lights as well as the topographical map on or off. And we can zip along using the Seaglide to look for more quartz and more copper.
Oxygen. Oxygen.
And now that we've got some extra copper, we can head back to the fabricator to finally make ourselves the old grav trap. And with our newfound quartz and our old silver ore, we can finally make the high capacity oxygen tank, which will increase our air allowance from something like our current 75 seconds all the way to 135 seconds. But don't forget, you need to unequip the prior O2 tank in order to use it for the new recipe. And this requires you to have enough inventory slots in your backpack to actually unequip it. Thinking about making a beacon, but I might hold off for now, just in case I need that copper for something else. All right, that radio signal has been beeping for a while now, so let's click on the radio and see what the new message is.
Distress call. This is LifePod 6. I have a passenger on board. Coordinates attached. We've landed a kilometer from the crash site, but there's radiation in between us and the rendezvous. Request immediate assistance. 6 out.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to data bank.
Okay, we'll investigate that LifePod another time. This video is getting kind of long for this episode, so now we can we'll close things off by using the grav trap that we just made, just in time because our hunger meter is getting low, and we don't need to go too far. Just look for anywhere you can see peepers and or bladderfish swimming around, and equip the grav trap on your hotbar and release it near the fish. And voila! It automatically pulls in nearby fish, sometimes even rocks, into its orbit, and you have an instant and endless supply of fish for cooking. Sometimes can be still tricky to grab them, but at least they are on a tether now. And it just takes a few minutes to gather up more than you're going to need. And once you've got that, pick up the grav trap and store it at your base. It takes up too much space to carry around with you at all times. And just remember not to cook all of the fish that you catch, just the amount that you need for the current moment. Otherwise it will spoil. If you don't cook it, it will not spoil. It will basically stay there indefinitely, which is something that a lot of people take some time to discover. It's a little bit counterintuitive. But there you have it. That's probably a good spot to end episode 2. We found a lot of key blueprints this episode. The beacon, the Seaglide, the compass, the mobile vehicle bay, the grav trap. And we made a couple of them, our Seaglide and our grav trap. As well as a couple of gear upgrades like the high capacity oxygen tank and the radiation suit. So from here on, catching fish is going to be a lot easier. And we're now also in a position to explore deeper waters with our Seaglide and our high capacity tank. So that's all for now. Until next episode, safe travels.